As a medium, I have to learn to connect with them, and it is a meeting of minds. So when I say brother...
We are here with Marilyn Mazzotta, a world-renowned clairvoyant psychic medium. So what brings you to Prince Albert?
Well, my manager, my agent brought me here. But it's an opportunity to spread the word that we never die.
We never die. Well, that's a statement. And what do you mean by that?
Well, we may die physically, but our spirit continues on. Our personality continues on, right over to the other side. There's a great amount of intelligence there. And I'm a reverend with the Spiritualist Church of Canada. And in spiritualism, we study scientifically this. So it's not an exact science because it's subjective, not objective. So when we speak to scientists, of course, that particular scientist relates to what we're saying because it's his life. But how do we prove that any other way but to give what we call evidence of survival?
Now, how did you get into this business?
I don't know if it was a discovery. I've always saw people on the other side. I don't say I was a medium when I was a kid because I was too young to give a message. I didn't understand what I was seeing. It was actually very scary because, you know, my dad was a World War II vet and he had a lot of buddies hanging around him. And he had the headless guy, which was pretty scary. And, you know, so as a child, I didn't understand it. But I was lucky when I was 9 years old, and I had a wonderful elder who took me under her wing, and she shared her knowledge. And I went into training at 9, and then I had the blessings of 2 medicine women. And I never, you know, when people said, what did you do before you were a reader? I said, I was a kid. And I said, well, I don't do, you know, pre-auditions. I just don't do them. And they were insistent. So that tells me this is a personality that is a little stubborn. And it is a female.
How do you go out and start putting yourself out there to people? Was that difficult when you first started saying, I can help you or I see things?
I never went to anyone. People came to me. So I've never really had to put that effort out of, and I'm a certified astrologer as well. And for those who understand astrology, I'm a 12th house sun, which is a very Neptunian or Piscean concept. And what that means is Pisces are the leaders in psychic and intuitiveness, that kind of thing. Like, they get a lot of emotional, I think we're all psychic. We're not all mediums. All mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. And which means that not all psychics connect to the other side. I'm asking
Describe what's most gratifying in your work.
Now, if you're like me, when you're able to explain something with someone on the other side that didn't understand it while they were here, or a very good one that recently happened is a client whose sister got murdered, and nobody understood the dynamics of what happened. And when she explained what happened, it helped give them closure. It helped them to learn acceptance and move on. We never forget. We always love them. And the more we connect with them, the more love that comes our way. Think of it as a hotline to guardian angels. Don't do them. And they were insistent. So that tells me this is a personality that is a little stubborn. And it is a female. Not that females could ever be stubborn. So we'll just call them determined. How about that? The letter V, like Vera or Valerie, was very, very strong. Now, this name, Vera or Valerie, the V is so strong in this name. Well, I always say mediums are the greatest fools or the most courageous people ever, because we get on that platform and we have no idea what's going to happen. None. Sometimes we have wonderful comic kind of personalities that came forward. You know, the Uncle Bob who puts his finger out and says, pull my finger. And sometimes we have a very endearing thing. But it's interesting because the other side, one of the things I've learned is spirit men lie about their age. So they could be 80 years old and they're presenting themselves like a 40-year-old. They want to look more fertile in front of a female medium. And some children grow on the other side, some don't. There is reasons for that, but it's always a fascinating journey. And I've been given the gift of the gap, so that's really a good thing. And the other thing is that I love my work. You know, soon I can say I've been doing this for 50 years, and I'm still not bored because everything is different, everything is new every time I meet someone. So hopefully tonight we'll have some laughter, some joy, some enlightenment, some endearment. And hopefully my goal today is to reach at least to a few people so they can move forward and they have closure and know that their loved ones are with them. But I don't have that instant recall memory. And when I come to a person, that's what I'm demanding, is instant memory. And you may not remember at this moment. If you have a little piece of paper and pen, you might want to take a few notes down if I come to you. Just sharing. Everything is word of mouth, you know, and that's the best advertisement, because that, to me, if a client's recommending to someone else, it's a valid sort of thing. There is a lot of things in New Age I don't agree with.
So if people want to find more of your work or seek you out, where can they go?
You know, you can go to my website, which is www.readingsbymarilyn.com. But, you know, trying to book an appointment, be patient. I'm pretty popular, especially in my neck of the woods.
And you've got a great website. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you very much. Great speaking to you, Lisa.
Hopefully you've come because you are curious.